And let me say this session will be recorded, and it will be recorded and made available to people who might, for one reason or the other, might not start with us, or may not finish with us, or might unavoidably lose. All right, thank you so much, Mr. Wonderful. You're welcome on board.
Good evening. Thank you very much, Tunde. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's introduction section. Like today, as I've actually said, my name is Tosin Owonifari. I'm the CEO and the founder of T21 Services. Like he has introduced earlier, so T21 Services is an IT company, so we offer different kind of training, services, core IT, and other professionals training courses. We are also into recruitment and outsourcing. We also build softwares and applications, and also we're into consultancy services. Welcome to the RTT validation and hospital management administrative informatics introduction section. A lot of people did not know that there's a lot of opportunity in the UK when it comes to the NHS. People focus mainly on the healthcare route. However, we are happy to tell you that there are different routes to the NHS. In fact, in the data quality area, which include the RTT, medical secretary, pathway coordinator, MDT, and the rest, the tutor is going to be taking you through this. So this training is just going to be for like a couple of weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, theory and practical. But you're going to love it. This is your channel to more or less, like I'll call it, IT job in the NHS, IT stroke administrative job in the NHS. And it is fully loaded because it's divided into two sectors, the theory and practical. The practical is where you have the hands-on, and I'm believing and hoping that some of our graduate students who is working with the NHS now, at least we've managed to train more than 100 students who is now working within the NHS trust in different parts of the country. So, and I'm hoping some of them will join us today. Someone said they can't hear. Guys, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, I can see someone is, said that we can hear you. So,
yes, I can.
Okay, thank you very much. So, they're going to be joining us. We are hoping that some of our graduate students who are now working, who follow the same paths, is going to be joining us to share their testimony and their success story, how they go into this. And the thing is this, there's a lot of job there. The tutor is going to show you, this is not about they say, this is what we're going to show you. And you can go and actually see it yourself. We're going to go onto the NHS system, show you the jobs availability, and you're going to be marveled by the time you see the requirements, what they require. But there's a bit of technicality. This is why some of these things, you will not find them on YouTube. You won't find them. In fact, T21 is proud to say we are part of the company that is training people in the UK for this, and even actually letting people know about this opportunity, because you will hardly know about it. You will hardly hear about it. But in the course of this introduction section, the tutor is going to be discussing the full details with you guys. Welcome on board. Please pay attention. This can be a life-changing course for you. Please pay massive attention and get the best out of this introduction class. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. Like Mr. Tosin has said, this is going to be an eye-opening session that is going to be showing us what is obtainable and what is available to do for us in the UK, apart from doing other things that we think is the only way. There are so many professions, there are so many careers people choose for different reasons. Some people choose careers because of passion. Some people choose their career because of money. Some people choose career because they need papers. Some people choose career for different reasons. However, for whatever reason why some people might want to choose different career, this opportunity provides all this. And what are we talking about? There is a new part of villages that allows people to come, get job, work in the office settings, and get paid very well. People get paid very well. Also, some people who the reason why they need that career, that job change, that switch is because they need papers like certificate of sponsorship. This is also available in this said career, and it's going to be something that is worthwhile. So we've spoken about T21 services and what we do. T21 services, like I said, a one-stop shop for IT solutions, trainings, recruitment. If you have the opportunity chance, you can log on to training.t21services.co.uk. You see a number of courses that is being offered by T21 in training. And those training, Mr. Ephraim Bailey. I can
Sir,
see you are using the marker on the board.
sorry, it was a mistake. I'm
All
sorry
right,
about that.
no problem. So, there are opportunities that lies because T21 don't just train. The experience T21 has as a recruiter, as a recruitment agency, as a recruiting firm, also makes their opportunity available and make it easy for those who pass through T21 to navigate their way in the so-called labor market. And those are things we'll be looking at in the course of this session. So we'll be looking at, the one we'll be looking at this evening is the RTT validation, which also encompass every other clinical support roles in the NHS, which include people who work as medical secretary, people who work as hospital clerk, people who work as appointment scheduler, people who work as waiting list manager, people who work in different administrative roles and clinical support roles in the NHS. For those of us who live in the United Kingdom, you understand that the way NHS is structured, or the health system is structured in the UK, is that when people need to access medical services, the first point of contact is the GP. Those who are in the UK will understand who the GPs are and what they do. They are the primary contact for medical treatment. They also do their bit to make sure that they can get people treated as much as they can. However, there are so many cases that goes beyond what GP can manage. And in this case, they refer those cases to NHS facilities because those facilities the facilities to treat them are available with those NHS trusts. One, GP works 9 to 5, work weekdays, they don't work weekends, they don't work in the nights. GPs don't do inpatients, which means they do not admit patients. So whatever will require patient to be admitted will be referred to to an NHS facility where they can admit and treat patients and attend to patients in inpatient settings. So when a patient needs to be referred and that patient is referred, then what we call referral to treatment comes in. That is strictly what referral to treatment, where it comes from. Referral to treatment RTT came from a GP referring a patient to a consultant-led facility, the NHS facility, for treatment. The management, the care, the treatment of that patient has been given to the NHS facility to take charge. And this is something that is very important and dear to the NHS. Because before now, when people are referred to NHS, you are just there and waiting till whenever it is your turn. There was no time limit, there was no time frame for treatment, there was no time frame to be attended for people to be attended to. People wait endlessly sometimes for treatment. People wait endlessly, waiting for phone call for treatment. People wait endlessly for phone call or for appointment for tests. And those things were becoming embarrassing to NHS because of the attendance chain reactions that follow what they do. To avoid that, the NHS introduced the RTT pathway management. One, they first said that the maximum time frame for anybody who is referred to an NHS facility, the maximum time the person is expected to start treatment is 18 weeks. 18 weeks maximum time frame. And when, apart from the 18 weeks, they expect that one of the things that is going to make that target to be met is if the right thing is done at the right time. So when admin staff, hospital, other MDT staff, or the medics, the consultants, the doctors, when they make input on the pathway of a patient, they need someone to come and check if what they impute is actually correct and accurate as at that time. So what do we mean by pathway? Pathway in the NHS and in the UK is like the folder of a patient. We've all been to the hospital before at one point or the other, where they will say, okay, when you get to the hospital, they give you a file to open. You open the file, you open that or the folder where all record of the patients will go into, from the date the patient was admitted till when the patient is going to be discharged. Tests, investigation results, doctor's comments, medication, diagnosis results, everything go into that folder. They keep it, they put a file number on it. However, in the UK, in NHS, they don't use that type of folder. They don't use hard copy folder. What they use is an online, an e-copy folder, and that is what is called the pathway. So what RTT validation is doing is to make sure that the information of the patient and the status of the patient's treatment at all time on that way, on the so-called folder or file is correct at every time. So if they said this patient who was referred last week, today the status is that he has seen the consultant and the consultant has requested for test to be done. What they want is they want to be sure that as at that time, it is true that that is the situation. And to do that, they want someone else to come and audit or check or confirm that what whoever might have imputed it, be it the hospital clerk, be it the medic or whoever, you want to that is correct. So that is what led to RTT validation. And when that came in, it drastically reduced the human error, system error, delays, mistakes, oversight issues, and so many things. And because of that, it has come to stay in the NHS. And that is why every day, if you go on to NHS jobs, if you go on to track, if you go on to wherever site that NHS recruits, and you put anything like pathway coordinator, pathway validator, pathway this, pathway that, you will see loads of jobs coming out because every trust, in fact, not every trust, every specialty, every department, every unit in a trust need validators.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, can that person please mute? Every of them needs validators to validate what people are doing, to come and check what people are doing, to correct what people are doing. And that is why it is an open door to jobs in NHS. It is an office job, a 9-to-5 job that offers people to work and earn their pay very well. Now, if you work in the contract settings, you can earn between 180 and 250 pounds a day. If you work in the permanent role, though it pays lesser than the contract role. However, there are so many benefits that are attached to working as a permanent staff in NHS that are not available for contractors. And if you put the two side by side, you can actually strike a balance to see why, not just in this role, why in every industrial sector in the United Kingdom, why agency staff earn more than a permanent staff. Because there are so many things that comes with a permanent recruitment in NHS, in the UK generally, that is not available or that are not available for contractors. So it pays lesser. However, if you look at those things that come with it, you will understand that it makes sense. So if you look at this, it is something that is, it's not so many, it's not very complex. However, if you don't know it, you don't know it. No matter how simple a task is, if you don't know it, you don't know it. 2 + 2 = 4 is easy because you actually have the understanding of adding 2 and 2 to become 4. If you give to someone who has not been to the 4 walls of the school and has not, and the person has not had course to do any form of calculation, he will tell you that doesn't make sense. And that is where the part of training comes in. So T21 Services has put up together a training session that has been running for years productively to say, okay, people come and learn. And this time around, it is now an expanded training, a more robust training. I'm sure people who have attended the training time past are on this call. And by the time they look at this slide, they will see something different from whatever they might have experienced. Before now, it used to be a 1-month training. But now, it is going to be a 2-month training, 4 weeks theory, 4 weeks practical. And why we have done this is because this is going to expose people to so many new things that will earn them the job very early, that will give them transferable skills that are in demand in the market. Things that they will learn, and when they get to the interview, they will speak from the authority point of view, that anybody who listens to them will feel that they've been doing the job for years. And that is why the training will be holding for 2 months, 4 weeks for the theory and 4 weeks for the practical. The theory is going to be be on via Zoom like this, 2 hours, 3 days in a week. And every of the students is going to have access to a dashboard, an interactive dashboard, where all videos, all recordings of the classes will be uploaded, where students can interact, you can study, and if you have a question, you can even raise your question on the dashboard and send questions to the tutor. And if you want to make your question to be open to your colleagues, you can also make it open. It is a very interactive dashboard. And also, the dashboard has quizzes, questions, and answers that can prepare you. And all the materials that will be used for that session will have been uploaded from the beginning of the training to the end, that will be available to them. So you can actually have access to it ahead, check through, read through, and also get the best out of it. You can be prepared ahead. If you want to read through, you can read through, and you have what it takes to go on. And that is what the theory would look like, where we'll be teaching every one of us what. We'll be talking about what what is this, what is this, what is that. And this is going to include how to, what are medical terminologies that are used in these settings, what are clinic letters and how they are drafted, what are the codes that they use in RTT validation. And when I say codes, I don't mean Java codes, I don't mean complex IT codes. I mean codes like that are mere figures 11, 10, 12, 20, 21, 20, 22, thereabouts, 30, 31. Those are the codes I'm talking about. And they are things that will earn us living in good time. There will also be a 4 weeks practical, class that will earn us and some practical on how everything that we might have learned in the theory class, how they are done, where everybody will have access to another dashboard that will allow you to have a patient of your own, refer a patient from a GP to NHS, where the patient will attend appointments, all sorts of things. And see, you all will follow through a journey of a patient from when the patient is referred to when the patient is discharged. All this you will have done yourself. So when you are talking, you'll be talking from an experience point of view. When you are talking to during an interview session, you'll be talking from an authority point of view, that when they listen to you, nobody will doubt it when you say you have been doing this, because you will have done it before. The training is meant to hold 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. in the evening. If we have people who feel that morning session is the best for them and they prefer morning to evening, we have good number. Yes, we can arrange a morning session that will run between 10 a.m. and 12 noon every of those days, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And this is going to be a combination of IT and admin role. And I can tell you that the easiest way to get into the IT industry is basically something like this. An average person who can operate a smartphone and do this. And that is why it is a very easy pathway into the IT sector. Who will do this? Find it easy. They come in, you start seeing how to navigate around different systems, work around different systems. And when you want to go into IT fully, you will have been able to navigate between systems and between systems in time past. So when you want to do this, it will be easy for you. So what are the key learning highlights? Now, you will learn what we do as an RTT validator, as a medical clerk, as a medical secretary, as hospital clerk. Then what you'll be doing there are some people who all they do in NHS is to schedule appointments, check for available appointments, and fix appointments to say, okay, there's an appointment available for this patient. Okay, we fix this date, and they send the communication out, and it's generated and sent to the patient. Or there are some people that all they do is to manage waiting lists in the NHS. Waiting list is a big deal. There are almost 8 million people on the waiting list at the moment in the UK, so it is a big deal. And what some people do every day is to go and manage waiting lists in the office, in the hospital. They manage waiting list. That is all they do. And those are opportunities that are available in this sector. And these are things that we'll be exposed to in the course of this training. We'll be looking at some essential medical terminologies that are used, because it is understood that most people are not from the medical field. We don't have medical background. However, there are a few medical terms that are used, and this we are going to expose us to. And in the course of the training, we have knowledge of it, we see it, and then we get used to it. Also, because the training is going to be a practical-based training, we'll have access to what is called the PASS. The PASS is the patient administration system. It's like an electronic patient record system that is used in the United Kingdom. For those who have been to the hospital before, either GP or NHS, you will see that they do less, very, very less of paper and do more of the system. Everything from referral to moving from test, if you go and do x-ray, go and do blood test, go and do this. Nobody will write a note for you. Nobody will give you any paper to take to anywhere. But when you get to where you are sent to, you can be assured that all they need is your name in that unit. You've sent and you meet it, the record there. And when you are done, you go again, and before you get to where you're going, if it's an instant result, the result will have been there. If it's not an instant result, they will tell you when to come back for your result. And you don't need to bother about going on, connecting a paper tally or whatever, or any number or anything. Everything you need will be there ahead. So where all this happens is called the patient administration system. And that is a system where you also book appointment for patients, you register patients, you create pathway for patients, you accept referral, and that is where you work as an RTT validator, where you validate everything they do. Where you validate whatever anybody might have done in the whole system. What has happened on the part of the patient, everything, that is where it is being done. And for that sake, I'm boldly and courageously and tell you that this system only access the system in T21 in the United Kingdom. There are two people who do this training in the UK. One of them does it strictly for NHS staff who have been recruited already. And the other is the only one that does it for people who are not yet recruited by NHS is T21. And the software that you're going to be used to in working is a PASS, and you're going to have access to it in the course of the training. That I can guarantee you. You're going to have access to it, and you can actually do a whole lot with it in the course of your training in such a way that you will have been so used to it. What we're doing is like, if you want to get a job as a driver, I want to train you how to drive in such a way that when we train you how to teach you how to drive with our own car, whenever you get the job and we give you any car, you'll be able to drive the car they give you easily, smoothly, and seamlessly. And that is exactly what we'll be exposing you to. We will not be teaching you how to drive by explaining to you. We will teach you how to drive by explaining to you, and then put you behind the steering, sit beside you, let you drive, and we feel we are comfortable that, oh yes, you can now drive, and we let you, and we take you to the market. And after that, we will still not leave you. We'll still stay together and be with you in the course of this. So what do you need to do this training? One, you must be able to maybe operate a phone. You must be able to operate a phone. You must be able to on a system, and you must have access to a system. You need to have access to a system. You need to pay attention to details. You need to be ready to commit your time 2 hours every Mondays, Wednesday, Fridays to this, which is just 6 hours in a week for 8 weeks. This training is for everybody. And okay, let me quickly talk about the educational qualification requirement. It will shock you. We will soon look at some jobs. it will shock you to see that what they request for is GCE, MVQ3, all these things are like diploma. Whereas most people who apply for job, they have as much as master's degree. Some even have PhD. So it is not a big deal at all. It is not a big deal. What they want to see basically is, can you do the job? To say I can do the job is where the training comes in. And how do they prove the truth that you can do the job? One, during interview, they will ask you questions to show to confirm if you actually have that experience. And two, reference. Reference is the most important credential in looking for a job in the UK. They will ask for your reference to say, have you done this before? And that is one of the things you get when having this training. So once you have a working system, a laptop or a desktop, whatever that is convenient for you, you have a very good internet connection, and your system can access Microsoft Office, let's say Word, Excel. Those are the two basic packages you will need in the course of the training. And also, you can put up a Zoom on it because the training is going to hold on Zoom. Then you are good to go for this training. And after this training, we are still going to demonstrate a few of these things in the course of this introduction. All these roles that you are seeing, pathway administrator, coordinator, pathway assistant, cancer pathway tracker, data officer, patient navigator, validation tracker, PRT validation, RTT validation, call it any name, medical. If you put all these, you will see different jobs that will start coming in. And this, by the time you look at this, these are things you discover that the job description that is going to be coming with all these are things you will have seen, heard, or learned in the course of the training. I'm pretty sure 90% of us on this call, who have, especially those who have not had the training before, if you put any of this job on any of this on NHS jobs, and you try to get a job, you will see different jobs that will come up. If you open the job description, they will, as much as they are written in English, they will still not make some sense to you because you don't have, it is not your field. And it is not a course you go to the university to learn to say, yes, I have a degree in RTT validation. No, they might not make sense. But after the training, if you now go back to that same job portal, now check the same job description, you will discover that, oh, you can now tick off everything on the job description. Say, yes, I can do this, because you will have seen, you will have heard, and you will have done most of them in the course of the training. So the prospect is there, widely open across the length and breadth of the UK. Now, beyond the training, after the training, what we first do is to put everybody on a community WhatsApp that where all past all our past students are the graduate group, and on that group we have support. You have past students, you have people who have been doing the work in time past. You have people who, when you need to call, you can call. You have questions you can come to and ask, and so many things. You can get anything you want. You need to get interview done, you can get interview preparation. That is apart from the interview prep you're going to get in the course of the training. You still get interview prep, you still get that support after the training. Even when you get the job, you have questions, you need support to get stabilized on the job. That can be guaranteed that you're going to have it after the training. And that is we're going to be with you till you are done, till you can actually start work on your own without any problem. So we also support in actually getting a job if you need. There's some people that, because of what they do at the moment, even after the training, they find it difficult to get a job on there, to go and apply. That is where the problem comes for some people. Some people cannot even sit down to do CV and start applying. So for so many people, it is not that easy and convenient. And because of that, they are going to be needing people to support. That support will also be available. That support will also be available. And those are things we will discuss in the course of the training. All these are just things, but the most important thing is you having the skill, learn the skill, be sure you know what you are going to do, and then go into the market and get this job. And I can assure you that those jobs are readily available. So for people who need a certificate of sponsorship, I can tell you that we'll look at some of the jobs. You will see they will state it there that they offer certificate of sponsorship. I know people, there's so many people who have done this training, gotten NHS job, and they have gotten a COS, and that is what they are living on in this country at the moment as we speak. So it is a training that is going to open us up. This, apart from this, it's like I said, it's an office job. It pays well in the ranking of those jobs in that regard. You can get job as far as band 3, band 4, band 5 in in the NHS just at the starting point. Just from the starting point, you can get the band 5 job. Because by the time you look at the job description of the band 5, you know that this is basic. Primarily, there are things you can do. And because it comes with certificate of sponsorship in most places, gives that room and value for people to say, yes, I have value for whatever I'm doing. And those are things you're going to be getting in the course of the training. Also, as part of the training, we will be having a class session where we'll teach about CV building, writing a CV, and actually compete for job in the market. We will take a class on that, and also there's going to be a class for interview preparation, where we prepare people for interview, get them ready, what are the likely questions, how to approach those questions, and how best to deal with those questions. We will talk about what are they looking for in the CV. What are companies looking for in CV? We'll talk about it. We'll talk about things I can do. Some people apply for job. They've applied for so many jobs in this country. And even before the interview stage, they get, unfortunately. And I've told people, if you are applying for job, and before interview stage, you are getting, unfortunately is part of the life, is part of daily life, no doubt about it. It's a normal experience for everyone who have been active in the job market, in the job application market in the United Kingdom. It's not a problem. Getting it is not a problem. It's actually a testament to the fact that you are doing something. However, if you apply for 15, 20 jobs and all of them come back with, unfortunately, before interview stage, I can boldly tell you that the problem is the CV. And those are things, why those things happen are things we are going to look at in the course of the training. And prepare you for CV, prepare you for interview. When you get to interview, what do you need to do? And you can rest assured that when you get into that stage, you are going to do this. So that is why T21 has brought us this session to introduce to us RTT validation, clinical and administrative support role in the NHS, and for people who might want to seek their career in that line. For different reasons, people seek this career, but for whatever reason, it is open for us all. For those of us who might want to follow, get about T21 services, or the head office is in Liverpool in the United Kingdom. email address is info@t21services.co.uk. General website is www.t21services.co.uk. However, for the training, it's training.t21.co.uk. You will see a list of training, a good number of trainings that we offer on the training website, and that is going to give you opportunity to connect. There's a form you can fill, and we have a WhatsApp line that is open that you can reach us on at any time, and the admin is going to respond to you, to your inquiries. So, and that is what we have brought. And before I open the floor for questions and from anybody, let me also once again bring back the CEO of T21 for additional input. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. Mr. Tosin Wonifari, you're welcome.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Mr. Wonifari,
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
All right. Thank you very much, Tunde. And thank you, guys, and welcome on board to this introduction section. So like what Tunde has said, he has gone through the major part of things. So the RTT validation means refers to treatment and is to help the NHS to reduce waiting time. There is a lot of patients in the NHS that they're supposed to have discharged, they have not discharged them. A lot of them, their information, their data on the system is not accurate. This is the reason why this kind of roles become available. So our job is to come and help them clean that data. So there's what we call PTL, which is patient tracking list. And so patient that is coming into the NHS is going on to the list, and people that is going out. So it's help them to allocate resources. It also help them reducing the waiting time. So as you can see, and you all know that the NHS is overwhelming with a lot of people go in there, and hence it has caused a lot of people to start waiting longer time. So in order to reduce that waiting time, this is part of why the RTT was actually introduced, and it's called referrals to treatment, and we have different kind of pathway. So this is the system that we want to take you through. There are some of these things that you might have never heard before. There are jobs available. In fact, booking an appointment for patients is job in the NHS. There's something we call MDT, which is multidisciplinary team, is job. There are some people who are what that letter that you are receiving when you go to your GP or when you go to hospital. There are some people that are doing it. So we're going to take you through all this. So by the time we complete this training, you'll be able to do more than 10 different job roles in the NHS. So we're going to open you up to different opportunities. And like he said, so you can start with band 3, band 4, band 5, depending on how hungry you are onto these systems. And we are not just saying it, we're going to believe that the tutor is still going to take you through it. We're going to go through the NHS and see a lot of jobs that's available. And in fact, this person specification requirement is just GCSE. The highest one that you see is NVQ. So, and I'm sure that some of us here have BSc, some of us have master, some of us have a national diploma and stuff like that, which is more than enough. And this is an office job. So there are different parts to it. For some people who need sponsorship, maybe you might be lucky. There are some of the jobs that they advertise with sponsorship. And we already have students in the past that they do this training, they end up getting sponsorship with the jobs that they got. It is not all the job that offer you sponsorship. It is not a guarantee, but some of the job does advertise with sponsorship, and we have students in the past who has actually got sponsorship after completion of the training. So what we are saying is the life changing. Some of the jobs are working from home, can be contractor. If you want to just do it for the money, so the minimum you can earn is 180 to 250 pounds per day. If you want to work as a permanent staff, so it might start from band 3 of the pay rate in the NHS. And if they give you band 4 also, band 5, depends on your level of experience. And we also have the PASS system, which the tutor has mentioned, the patient administration system. So that's the key to the programs, because in this, we've actually built a software that mimic the one that they are using in the NHS. So where you'll be able to book appointment for patients, you'll be able to validate, you'll be able to see patient registration, you'll be able to do a lot of things. So you're going to be doing this live. This is where you're going to get your work experience. We all know that UK is work experience. If you don't have work experience, there's no job for you. So we'll give you that working experience, and you'll be familiar with the system before we go, before you go out there to go and start looking for jobs. And you'll be able to answer the interviews questions, be able to perform well by because of the training that we're going to give you for the next 6 to 8 weeks. And as you can see, the tutor is actually showing some of the jobs, and these are the keywords, and this is what you can see them there. And there are a lot of keywords that they use, not only pathway coordinator, some of them will use RTT, some of them will use data quality, some of them will use pathway coordinator. There's a lot of things that they do use as their subject for the jobs. And also, and I'm believing that, please, do we have any student of T21 in the building? I'm believing that we have some of our students who has gone through this service who are now working. If you are available, please, you can unmute.
Yes, I'm here.
Good evening. What's your name, please?
Good evening. This is John Emina, sir.
Oh, okay. Good evening, John. How are you doing? Mr. Peter,
Fine,
can you
sir.
please? So, good evening, John. Thank you for joining us. So, John happens to be one of our previous students. Oh, John, I think, what batch were you? Were you January or February batch?
I think it was February to March. I think March to April. I'm not sure. I think February to March or March to April.
Oh, okay. So John was our student in February to March cohorts, and luckily, I believe that John, please introduce yourself and tell us about your experience and your journey with T21 and what you have managed to achieve up to today.
Sorry. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Mr. Tosin. Please, before John talks, can I please talk? I need to leave now.
Oh, sorry. Good evening, John. Please just hold on.
Okay.
Kambali, welcome on board as well. Good evening. Good evening. So, Kambali is also one of our students. I will let her do the introduction. Go ahead, Kimberly.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kimberly. I'm an ex-student of T21. I think I was part of the 2023 September-October batch. Yes, 2020 September-October batch. And then, so 2021, sorry, really, supported with my journey, into the NHS, how I started my journey to the NHS. I registered with T21. I did my course. The tutors, Mr. Tosi and Mr. Tunde, very helpful, very sound. They are very knowledgeable in that field, and then they really supported. And then went on to the part where we had to do interviews and all of that. They were still very supportive all through. So I eventually, got a job, and I'm still with Mr. Tosin. Still follows up every time. He would ask, have you been onboarded? How is it going? Do you have any challenges? Up until last week, Mr. Tosin still messaged me to be sure that, okay, that I'm getting, a hang of everything that, that we've been taught in T21, and I'm not having any challenges at my new job. So yeah, like I always say, I would recommend T21 anytime. So just if anybody has any issues, just speak to Mr. Tosi or Mr. Tunde, speak to them, and then they'll guide you through. If you're having issues with your applications, just always run everything by them so that they can put you through, and then you don't have issues when you're attending your interviews and all of that. Yeah. If you have any question, you can quickly ask me so that I can quickly answer before I leave.
Thank you, Kimberly. If anybody asks do you have any question to ask Kimberly before she goes? Because I believe that she's just coming from work. Go ahead.
Hello, Mr. Tosin, talking about a ban. Is there any ban in this IT?
There's a ban.
Because I believe
so we're still gonna take general questions. So, but I'm saying if anybody have any question for Kimberly before she leaves, she was our former student who is now working in the NHS. She's telling you about her journey. If anybody have any question for her, if not, she can leave, because I believe she's just coming from work and she's still have other things to attend to. We're still going to go to.
Hello, can I ask Kimberly?
Yeah.
Where are you working now, and what band are you? How much are you earning? If you can share it. Sorry to. I know it could be private.
It's not a problem now. NHS salary is not even a secret. It's everywhere. So I work with the Liverpool NHS, and then I work in the booking and scheduling department. I'm on a band 3 salary, which is 22,816, I think. 22,816. That's the salary. And that's the starting salary, actually. So over time, it will build. If you go, I learned that it increases every year. So if you start at 22, it will increase by the next year. It will increase over time to 24. So it's between 22 to 24,000. So when you start off with 22,000, and then you begin to build. But if you are coming from another NHS, they will continue with the salary you're earning there. But if you are like and on entry level, like I am entry level, it's 22,000, per annum.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Any other question? One more question for Kimberly. If anybody have any questions.
Yeah, sorry. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Okay, sorry, Kimberly. I just want to know, do you have an idea of what the career growth is? How long do you have to be band 3 for you to scale up, maybe, or what do you have to do to get to band 4? So.
Okay, for NHS, for what I know in NHS, they don't do reviews in NHS. They don't do reviews. So what you just do is, so when you come into the band 3, is the salary that changes, because there's a 22,000, there's a band between 22 to 23. 22 to 24,000. You will move in that trajectory within that band scale. Do you get? But moving careers, there is no career. There is no, I don't know how to explain it. Like, you would have to, if you want to go to a band 4, they would have to advertise that opening in band 4, then you would apply. It's not automatic like a regular organization where they will say, okay, after appraisals, you move to a band 4. No, that's not how it's done. There will be an opening in the band 4, then you have to apply to that one. But it's easier when you're within. So they would, so you have preference, you get. So when you're within, and then you apply within the NHS, right? Within the NHS, before you know, you can easily get the job, the band 4 job. And when you're in there, like for instance, now I have applied to, when I got in, I applied, I saw a role in another department, I applied, I had the interview this week. So it's easy. Imagine if, I'm sure if I was outside, if I was not already a staff, I probably would have had to, apply, and probably be getting all those unfortunate. But once you are within, it's easy, I think, to get, the other bands, as long as you're able to defend yourself or justify why you should get that role. So I think once you've entered, the main thing is to get in. Once you get in, then you can begin to apply, because every time they advertise jobs internally. Every time they advertise jobs internally. So from there, you can now, move when you want. But it's not like they will now say, okay, well, you've done very well. We now move you to band 4. No, you will have to apply. And opening will have to come out in that band 4 for you to apply.
Also, sorry, Kimberly, before you go, there's one last question. And I'm still going to buttress that your point. Someone is just typing, he said, Ms. Kimberly, do you have previous experience before joining the course, or you are completely new to it?
No, completely new to it. Completely new to it. I never had not even one prior experience before then. So it was the T21 that I started off with, T21 that taught me everything, even the past system, T21. Though when you get in, you see that, okay, there are different ways, different NHS have different systems, but T21 giving us that foundation to get, at least I was able to start off with something. I didn't have any prior experience. So it's what all the T21 taught me that I took there, that I started off with.
Thank you very much, Kimberly. I really appreciate you.
If you have any more questions, I can simply answer.
Yes, I have one question, Kimberly. I want to know the time frame of your job and the contracted hours, please.
Okay, it's a full time, and then it's 37.5 hours weekly.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
Yeah.
And also okay, sorry, another person having any question?
Okay.
Hello, please. How long did it take you to get your job after the training?
Okay, so for me, I signed up with Mr. Tosin's premium premium group. I'm sure he has already, told everyone about the premium group. So Mr. Tosin's premium this was the one helping with the applications. So they would help with the applications, but I would attend the interviews. But I told Mr. Tosin that I wanted to remain in Liverpool, so I was sort of confined what's it called? Application was just limited to Liverpool only. So I had interviews outside of Liverpool. I didn't attend those interviews. I only attended the ones in Liverpool. And I think I attended, let me say 10, I think 10 in total. I think it was the 10th interview that I eventually got, I think 10 interviews in total. Between 8 and 10 interviews that I attended, then I eventually, got the one that I got.
Sophia, does that answer the question?
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. Yeah. Thank you very much, Kimberly. We really appreciate you for coming. And I believe we also have ex-students who is still available. I see that John was here earlier. John, are you
still here? I'm still here, sir.
Okay, all right. Please, John, can you take us through your journey with T21 and tell us how it's going so far?
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Well, a friend actually introduced me to T21 and told me about the course. So I looked it up. I even did my own personal research. I looked it up. I spoke to Mr. Tosin. After I spoke to Mr. Tosin, after the friend gave me his number. So I spoke to him, we talked about the course. Then I went online to go and check another company. And I even sent an email to the other company to find out whether they were offering, they were teaching that course. And they sent an email back and said they don't teach outside, they only teach within NHS Trust. So after I did that, then I just locked up and I just did the training with T21. And the journey has been, as a matter of fact, I missed the first class. Like when I paid for the second class, from the second class upwards. I attended 3 interviews, I got 2 jobs. I got one in London, I got one in Coventry. The second one I got is hybrid, that's the one I'm taking. It's a seamless, it's not something that is hard at all. It's just for you to if you don't know it, you don't know it. If you know it, you know it. That's the thing. It's just for you to know numbers, that's all. Know the numbers to apply to when a patient comes to the clinic. In short, Mr. Mary has been helpful. The tutor, everybody has been helpful. There's a group for everybody. If you have questions regarding an interview, there's support for you. If you have questions, me and my friends are currently battling a band 5 role, a lead role. They actually called her and told her that okay, they are cutting between she and somebody else, giving her the job. So they have to reschedule another interview for her today. That's an online interview. So for somebody that doesn't even have experience, for you to just know, for them to just know that you know it, you know the numbers to apply for each journey of any patient that is referred from the GP to the NHS Trust. It's just it's a simple thing. I don't consider it as it's not like a coding or anything. Just know numbers, know when to apply the numbers. That's all. It's basic. It's basic. And when they see that, I think that when they see that as an outsider, they're coming into the trust and you have this vast experience, and you look like, okay, yes, this was not even inside. You're not even working internally, but you have this knowledge about it. They look at you differently and see that, okay, yes, let's give this person the job, or they consider it. That's the way I see it. That's just the way I see it.
Thank you, Mr. John. Oh, Mr. John, just hold on there. Mr. Innocent, can you unmute and ask your question? Because I can see that you raised up your hands. Mr. Innocent Kalu, can you unmute and ask your question? Mr. Innocent, can you unmute, please? All right, Mr. Innocent, if you are not available, no problem. I think there's one question from Mr. Sylvester here. Yes, Mr. Sylvester said, has any previous student be able to secure sponsorship with the NHS? Yes, of course. We have students who have secured sponsorship with this training and they get job. I think we have a couple of them in London. We have, some trusts such as Imperial College, St. Mary, and the rest in London. Mr. Innocent, you can unmute yourself. It's you that you have to unmute yourself. So it's everyone that is unmuting themselves, Mr. Innocent. It is you that you have to unmute yourself.
John,
the one in control.
Yeah, can I quickly ask you a question?
Yes, sir. Yes,
sorry, Tunde, sorry, before that. So, Mr. Innocent, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, thank you. I was thinking it is the admin that is not allowing me to unmute since.
No, it was no. You have to unmute, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to ask the two guys, both Kimberly and this last person that spoke, about what band did they join. Kimberly said she joined from band 3.
Yeah.
The last person, I don't know what band she joined, but I want to know.
So, John, what band is your job?
Okay, so I think most times the locations determine the band. For the band 4, the one I got to London that I turned down their offer was the band 4. You get, but this one that I collected and accepted the offer was a band 3 because it's hybrid. I would not leave an hybrid for going to work every day, like God forbid.
All right. The reason I'm asking is, what are they saying about sponsorship? Because that's the cocoa for some of us.
Okay, for sponsorship, you would have to discuss it. That will be like one of your 2 or 3 questions, and it starts from a band 4. Or if I think within London, a band 3 will
so band 3 in London, even some of the NHS trusts, still the band 3 they will sponsor you. But the honest truth is, because you do this course, can you please mute if you are, please? So the honest truth is, because you did this course does not mean automatically you get sponsorship. All what we are telling you is because if you do this job, it is possible that you can get sponsorship. Some people has got sponsorship via the job. So I don't want anybody to think that automatically if I do this, you will have sponsorship. No, that's not the message that we are passing. The message we are passing is there is possibility. Some of the jobs are advertised as sponsorship, and you still have to discuss it with them in the process of your interview or when you get to the job with your line manager. So they can say, yes, we offer you sponsorship. You have been an asset to us. And it is not automatic. Some of them will ask you have to work for us within 3 months or 6 months for your probation period before they will give you that sponsorship. It's not like healthcare assistants that they will say, here is the job, here is the sponsorship. This pathway don't go that way.
All right.
So, and then again, we can go through some of these jobs. You will see the ones that are advertised with sponsorship. So by the time you start to go through it, you will see where they said, yes, if you were in need of sponsorship, you can apply for the job role.
All right. The reason I'm asking is because of what the Home Office is doing. The salary threshold that they went to raise compared to what is being advertised on these sites. So if they have gone to raise those salary threshold, does it?
So the salary threshold, still remember that you are still within the NHS trust. So
okay, does it mean it doesn't affect people in the NHS, that salary threshold?
Is the NHS, it will not, it's, even the healthcare assistants that they raise, you see that I think they are still considering 23,000. Correct me if I'm wrong, 23,000 to give them sponsorship if you are still healthcare assistants. So I don't think they've raised that one. So I think what they've raised is for people that is coming. Then remember that you're already in the system, right? You are not coming from outside the country. So unless, Mr. Innocent, are you outside the UK?
Joining a forum like this, this kind of program we are doing now is an avenue to still learn.
Yeah, are you calling? That's what I'm trying to know. Are you calling from the UK or are you within the UK?
I am in the UK.
Okay,
so if I just want to get to be sure that if it is that it doesn't affect people in the NHS or people in the healthcare sector. That means taking up this training or this kind of route is an advantage. It means you have beaten that salary threshold which Home Office has set if you take this route. That is if it doesn't affect people in the NHS. That's why I'm asking.
So I can see
NHS is different.
The way the NHS work. So now if you go and apply for IT job, so the salary threshold now for, let's assume that you apply for a bank and they want to give you sponsorship. So the salary threshold is around 35,000. That is what it's. That is what.
You say for a bank?
No, for a, let's assume that a bank or in any other private organization, right? So the salary threshold is around 35,000. That is how much you have to earn.
No, it's 39,000.
No, it's 38,700.
It depends. So I can tell you.
38,700.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying that taking this route
it depends.
of
It
this training,
depends, guys.
it's like beating that is beating that salary.
Guys, I will not want to argue about it, but it depends. I want you to go onto the what was that website where you'll be able to check it. So they have the code. If you want to go and check graphic designer now on the code, I think graphic designer is around 30-something thousand or 31,000. So it depends on the job code. So don't assume that the threshold is always 30-something. No, for all jobs. No, never. If you go to the NHS now, even if you go and check some job code, you know, they are saying that you cannot bring some people, you cannot bring your partner. It only applies to some job code. There are some job code that is still under healthcare. And if they decide to give you that job code, which what the NHS is using, they will still allow you to bring your dependent. And you will be amazed that it is not the 30-something thousand threshold that you think it is. I'm not sure. I'll let the tutor go through this. Tunde, if you can go through the pathway coordinator and show them while I try and bring some things out so I can share it and we can all learn from it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. So this site is where you see most of those jobs, and like this one, this is pathway coordinator in Nottinghamshire Care Foundation Trust. And you can see the job is closing on the 13th. And I want to quickly check something. Please note that this post does not need to meet pay level required for a skilled worker visa. This will answer your question. Am I right? The last person that spoke, does this answer your question?
Yeah. Yeah.
So this, they stated clearly.
Yeah.
So you will see it if they don't want to sponsor, you will see it clearly stated. They will state it, and those that want to sponsor, you will see it. And here you will not see anything like COS. But let's look for some other jobs. And this thing, 1 minute, Thomas. There's something I'm trying to actually find to check, and let me see done. Because we discover that most of those roles, most of those NHS trusts in London will sponsor for the same role that other trusts will not sponsor. Now let's look at this. This is pathway coordinator, Bat Health. Now let's look at this. This is saying and this now they stated it clearly here that certificate of sponsorship is available for this role. Whereas the other one, it was not stated. So
Yeah.
before you
and even the payment for this one is higher because it's London.
Exactly. So if your reason for getting this job is certificate of sponsorship, when applying, first check.
Yeah.
Did they say COS is available? If yes, then you can go ahead and apply. If you know you have a purpose, you have a mission, and it is COS, there's no point wasting your time to get to start applying for ones and now go there to go and start be discussing, especially like the one we checked just now, where it was stated clearly. So going to interview to say to now ask them will be wasting of time, and at the end of the day, it won't be like, oh, at that interview they didn't take me because they stated it clearly already.
Yeah, thank you.
Right. So there are different jobs. So, but one of the things I think people who need certificate of sponsorship should check is this part of the advert. And if you look at what they are doing, okay, now let's look at essential qualifications, GCE. Just imagine GCE, a good level of medical terminology. Those are things we'll be taking in the training. A good range of IT packages such as Word, Excel, Outlook, and PowerPoint. So if in the real sense, if you will describe IT, would you be bothering yourself on this? Because this is just like a normal package everybody can use.
Yeah.
On pathways in line with RTT reporting. These are things we'll be taking everybody during the training. Patient focused. All these are just attributes, characteristics of people, different personalities. Ability to treat everyone whom she comes in contact with, dignity and respect. That does not even need training. It's something you get. It's something you get everywhere. In almost all the jobs you apply for in the UK, in the healthcare industry. So that is never going to be a problem. If you look at what they are
excuse me, sir. So okay. How much will the training cost?
Okay, now let's talk about the cost of the training. This training is going to cost, the cost of this training is £1,500. However, for this batch, the company has given a discount of 50%. So this batch is going to go for £750.
Hello, how much?
I said the cost of the training itself is £1,500, but this batch is getting a discount of 50%, which is taken into £750 per student.
Sir, you see me at the backyard.
You said?
You will see me at the backyard.
At the backyard?
Yes, okay. This is John, sir.
Oh.
John, we are sorry, we were not offering.
There was no, when you did
your badge, yes, I know you paid full 1,500, but
your badge is not hardcore.
We decided to offer this badge.
And there's a reason behind it, though. But,
you know. So, sorry that your badge did not have a discount. We make it up to you. And you know, you are already working now. You are a big boy. Don't worry.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Yeah, can you bring the price to £500?
Oh, you just had someone.
What?
And you just had one of the students now that is complaining that they pay 1,500, and we are giving 50% discount. No, really? Sir, it's not negotiable.
At this point,
who am I talking to, please? Is that Mr. Tosin?
We have Mr. Tosin on the call. We also have Mr. Tunde on the call.
Okay, then. Maybe I'm going to call the Mr. Tosin later, so maybe we're going to discuss about that. Okay?
That's fine, sir.
What's the mode of payment?
So we operate, you can 50% deposit. So the official class will start on Monday, which is next week, Monday. So give everyone another 1 week to get ready. So 50% deposit as the theory starting, as the class starting. And you can pay the balance before you start the practical, which is it's just 4 weeks interval.
Sorry, what does this payment entails? After the payment, does it cover up to CV, reference, all those stuff?
So all those ones that you mentioned is part of the service. So, you know, we're going to take you through a class. I don't know, maybe you joined late. We're going to take you through a class of how to build CV, how to make the job application. So we are with you all the way. Interview preparation is part of it. So until when we know that you are able to secure a job. In fact, you will have a mentor. Some of the people that are here that just talk, people like John, people like Kimberly, and people like other people that will add you into the platform, they will be your mentor. They are people that have gone through this training, they are now working. So they will support you. In fact, some of the time you have interview, it will be in the NHS store that they are working. So they know how things work there, and they will be able to help you. And we have a supporting staff that is ready to help.
Can we reconsider the duration of this? I know it might be a lot that we'll cover, but 8 weeks seem to be a lot. Definitely a situation where it will not be difficult for somebody to attend, as we do this training too, we must meet our regular bills in this kind of country where we find ourselves for now. So if one is giving out 3 days, most of the time you discover that these 3 days, you don't have the power to decide that my shift is afternoon today or is morning tomorrow and all that. So if you make it 8 weeks, even if one is making sacrifice of saying, okay, for this next 1 month, I will try and endure and not work for so days or not pick so shift so that I can meet up with this training and decide for a better opportunity in the future. The sacrifice will not be exorbitant. I don't know if I really explain myself well. If we can make it maximum of 6 weeks, it would have been better than going outrightly to 8 weeks. My opinion anyway. Thank you.
Yes, I second that idea, please.
Okay, all right. For people that are raising that, it worked well for me. Before, we used to do it 4 weeks. But however, this is something new that you don't know before. Do you just want to rush in and rush out? Or you want to have an in-depth knowledge and have work experience?
It's for your own good now.
So I'm not saying, it worked well for me, whichever one you want. But I'm just telling you, let's look at it logically. So you've never done this before. You are going to a field where you're going to be dealing with, what you're going to be doing in real life is checking what the doctors and nurses have done and to check on the system, have they done the right job or not? And you didn't go to medical school. You are not a doctor, but we're going to be training you to be able to check and balance what the doctors and nurses and what the admin staff has put on the system. And wherever they are wrong, you will correct it by using the kind of skills and knowledge we're going to be training you. This is the first time we are extending this to 8 weeks. And there's a reason behind it, because we are opening a lot of things. So you're going to be able to do more than 10 job roles in the NHS. So we are expanding the scope to give you more advantage. So I don't know. To me, it just makes sense. I understand where you are coming from.
Please, I have a question.
So 1 minute, sir. I understand that where you are coming from, that you have bills or things and work to do. So that is why we said just 6 hours in a week, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. I think that's good, because a lot of people are working and they need to come back from work, maybe 7 p.m. And if we have a lot of people, numbers, minimum of 5 that subscribe, if they want to do the morning session, we can run both morning session and night session. Some people who are available for morning, we can run them minimum number of 5. And people who want to do the evening section, we can also run it. So in order to fit in, everyone's schedule. But to be honest with you, by the time you start this, you understand where we are coming from. You even won't say that, can we extend it? Because we have previous students, and correct me if I'm wrong, John, and if the previous students are here, they will always ask us to, can we please add more days to the portal so they can have access to the system? Because this system is the same thing that you're going to be working with. When they start to baba you with interview question and you have not used the system enough to be able to have the practical experience. UK is not about what you read, though. It's practical. Forget about that, your certificate. If you like, have BSc, if you have PhD. If you don't have work experience, you ain't going nowhere. That's the honest truth.
Hello. Please,
yes,
can I comment on this, please?
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, for me, I think the 8 weeks is super, because I've done other trainings, IT trainings. I know how long it takes, and initially I know the first person that spoke said, even if you don't attend a class, it's not compulsory you attend all the classes, that they've made a dashboard that you can log in. You don't find it in other systems.
Yeah, we have the thank you, sir, Mr. Fred. We have the recording section. So we have all the materials. So as we'll be having the classes, we'll be recording them. Also, all the students will have their own portal where you log in. So you have access to all the materials. You have access to all the recording class. Even if you miss any previous class, or even if you don't miss class, and you want to watch again to relearn. And when we get to the practical, we will also give you access to another dashboard where you'll be able to interact and deal with the system. You'll be able to book appointment for patient. You'll be able to outcome it. You'll be able to see diagnostic test results. You'll be able to upload documents. You'll be able to check what the doctors and nurses have said. You'll be able to see if the patient have been given follow-up appointment. You'll be able to make your comment. You'll be able to validate the patient and said, okay, this is right, this is wrong. I think, you know, a lot of things like that you'll be able to do. So there's a lot that is going to go into this, to be honest with you. So, and it's not that it's a lot like that, but if you are not from that background, you know, we're going to be teaching you some terminology like DNA. If I say DNA now, people will thinking I'm talking about paternity test. But in the NHS, DNA means do not attend. It means that when patient did not attend appointment, there are sometimes you're going to be using those kind of terminology. So there's what we call, if I said APT, you don't know appointment. You know, if I said OP reg, outpatient registration. So there are a bit of technicality that will go into this, and I would please want us to get it right. You know, whatever doing well. So let's just do it properly. And you cannot, because at the end of the day, some ex-student is coming in and giving, and some of you are referred by ex-student or people that will help that have got job. If we don't do a good job, we will not be here. And then again, if we are able to deliver a good job for you guys, we don't need to go and market ourselves on social media. You will be the one to tell everyone about us. But if we don't deliver the deliverable for you, how you guys is going to come back? You won't be happy, and you pay money and you don't have value for that money. You won't be happy. So please, I don't think 8 weeks is too much, because it's for your own good. You'll be able to say, I have work experience. You'll be able to play with the system. You'll be able to validate properly. You'll be able to have patience. You'll be able to know how to use the Excel to make your comments and to make sure that the data is accurate and the way they want it to be. And you'll be able to learn different kind of waiting times. We have the 18 weeks. We have 2 weeks for cancer patients. So all these things, you'll be dealing with data, but there's some terminology you need to understand, because when you are reading the medical notes from the doctor or the nurses, what it say, you have to go and check the system and translate that into code and check, does this doctor, does this nurse, does this admin staff put the right code? If it doesn't, you raise it up as flag, and you change that code, and you make your comment and make your reservation. This is why I changed it. This is the evidence. This is where I saw it. So there's a lot to go into it. So I don't know how you feel. The person that asked if it can be 6 weeks. So I'm not sure. Maybe does that make sense, guys?
It makes sense, but there are 2 other hands that are up. Maybe you can let them talk.
All right. Shitu, let's start from Shitu. Shitu, go ahead. Mr. Shitu, are you there?
I'm okay. I think my question has been answered on the data, and I enjoyed your submission as well.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Sophia, you raise up your hands. You can unmute, please. Sophia, go ahead.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, so I do understand what you just explained, which makes perfect sense regarding the fact that you need a lot of, there are a lot of things that you need to take in within a short time. Yes. But I want to ask, like in most IT, trainings or courses, there's what they call, it's kind of like, is it self-paced or something like that? Now, in this, for example, there might be, looking at the way everybody's situation is kind of different, is it possible to take that approach in this course? Because for some people, for example, for myself, I do have a lot of time which I would be able to dedicate into this. It might not be the same for another person. So if it's a matter of theory and I do have like a maximum, like I could go on 24 hours for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks for this, is it possible to finish the theory and then have access to the practicals before the next that's to have access to it before the completion of the
so to have access to it early?
Yes, that exactly. So okay, is it possible for it to be kind of that way?
Okay, Sophia, so I will start from addressing that. I will tell you, even though I know that you might say, okay, you can read, we are different, the way we assimilate things. I do understand that. But there are still some group work that you have to do. So you are going to the NHS. So you're going to be working. So 90% of people that you'll be working with are white, right? So you are going to a new environment. So we are not just training you on how to use the system. Communication skills, how to collaborate, has to work because as a RTT validator, you are not going to be working alone. You'll be working with team. So we're still going to group you guys into team. So some of you will write clinic letter. Some of you will have as a doctor. Some of you will have as a clinic letter or drafter. Some of you will have as a appointment scheduler. So we will cut across all these things. So all of you have to work together. So regardless of, even if you get all the codes, you know, we still have to make that team work and that team effort because you will need it. Because you will be able to know this is how to collaborate with your team when you get to the work. So what we are doing is giving you the experience of that work environment now.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get where you're coming from.
All right, thank you very much. Any other question? Okay, I think Shaz, go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Sir, please, the main reason most of us want to do this program is because we need a job and want to learn and get a job. So one of the ex-students mentioned something about VIP, kind of always there, making sure, helping her with the application. All she does is to attend the interview. Please, is it part of the payment? The
No.
750?
No, it wasn't part of the payment of the 750.
Can you expand? Can you digest that?
Okay, so what she was referring to and what the tutor said earlier is some people, you know, once they do this training, they won't be able to apply for a job. Maybe because of their work. Some people will apply for 2 or 5 jobs in a day and they will think that's it. And they'll come back to you after 2, 3 months or 4 months and say, oh, we have not got a job. So, but the honest truth is every single day you should apply for nothing less than 30 jobs if you want to get a good success rate. And you heard one of the students, you know, everybody's luck is different and the amount of work that everybody put into it. So when Kabili was giving her own testimony, she said she went to within 8 to 10 interview, right, before she got one. And she resisted to Liverpool. She doesn't want to go outside Liverpool. Whereas people like John don't care, maybe it's London, maybe it's Coventry. And John will have more interview because there are more jobs in different cities. So I think John have only 3 or 4 interview and he got 2 of the job. In fact, I think he got the one in London, they pay more, which is almost like 30-something thousand I was paying. And the one in Coventry was less. But that Coventry one is just maybe working in the office for like 8 weeks. And the rest is going to be working from home permanently. Unless if they have meeting in the office where they would. So it depends. And it's outside that. And you can apply for the job yourself because we're going to take you through job application, really, to be honest. So it now depends on you. If you want to subscribe for that kind of thing, it is not mandatory. If you can apply for the job yourself, because we will go through it together. We will show you how to make the application form. We have already recorded a video and you will be watching it and you'll be making your application yourself. So it's not as if maybe we'll tell you that, oh, you don't know how to do it. You will see our expert doing it while you set up your own profile and be making your own application. But for some people, they don't have the time. They won't want to do it. So that is why, thank you very much, Mr. John. So that is why, you know, that kind of charges of fees. So you sign some agreement and contract that you allow those people to be applying for you on your behalf. And once they do it, I think when you start the course, that can be discussed, how much you need to pay. But I don't think it's mandatory if you don't need it, if you have the time. I don't know, Mr. Destiny.
That's okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir. Mr. Destiny, question. Go ahead. You can. Destiny. Raise up your hands.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, hello. So basically, this guy already asked a question I was going to ask basically regarding the premium group and stuff like that. But I also have one more because I have like for everyone of the questions.
We can't hear you properly, sir. Mr. Destin, I can't hear you properly. You need to speak more louder, please.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, so I said, personally for me, the reason I'm actually applying for it is mainly for certificate of sponsorship, and that's why I'm going for it. So I believe most people are going for the same thing as well. So I don't know though about the premium service, how it's going to be or how much it's going to cost. So that's
okay, Mr. Destin. So let me repeat again. So we are not guaranteeing you that you do this course that you will get job with sponsorship. That's not what we are saying. Okay, so what we are saying is this job will give you an opportunity. There's a chance. Some of the job are advertised. Some of the trust will give you sponsorship. So I don't want you to say, oh, I've got a job. It doesn't come with sponsorship. You promised me this is why I took this course. No. So I don't want us to have that, but it's a pathway for you to get it. You can go and check. So the website that we are now is open publicly. And if you've got our email, you can go and check patient pathway coordinator, cancer pathway coordinator, and you see some of them is advertised that if you are in need of sponsorship, you can apply for it. And I will repeat again, for the premium, it's not a must, unless if you don't have the time to put it in. But if you don't have the time, I think you can discuss with them later on. You can agree on something. It's not something that is going to break your bank, because at the end of the day, once you have job, once you are happy, you will refer more people. And we want to help you. We want to be part of your success story. Not only this job. So our team, the way we work, our graduates, we will try to push you. Even when you get to the NHS, we start to push you and say, it is now time for you to apply for another job. Band 4, band 5. Now, do you want to switch to come and start learning SQL? Because you guys are going to be working with the data analysis guy. So you will see what they are doing. You will learn on the job. And there's a career pathway. Because we offer other courses. But this is just the smallest part. And this one happens to give people sponsorship too. So with this one now, you can grow. You can come and start learning SQL with us again to boost your career. And that will give you that will shoot you up the ladder, and you have new job role. You have the work, the NHS job experience, and it will open more doors for you. So please, I can see Mr. John or Joseph. Please, I recently saw a post of a pathway coordinator with the requirement audio typing and word processing skill. So now what they are asking is part of what we're going to be training you. So audio typing. So what they mean by audio typing is actually that you are listening to something and you can be typing what they are saying. As I'm talking now, and you are typing it. So there's some things in the Microsoft Word. I'm not sure, maybe you guys know. As we are speaking now, if you open your Microsoft Word and you put it in, is it recording? Correct me, Tunde, if I'm wrong. So if you put it in recording, it can be actually be typing every word that you are saying.
Yes, please.
So it will be typing everything that you are saying. So then again, if you are given the job of audio typing, meaning that you will have listened to the audio and you'll be using that audio to be typed. So if you say, hello, how are you today? I saw this patient today. You will type it, I saw this patient today. It was diagnosed with this, so. You will write it as well. So you'll be typing it. That is what it means, Mr. John Ojo. It is. So if it is audio typing, it's part of what we're going to be training you. You will know how to compose. You will become a mini doctor during this course because you will act like doctor. So we'll take you through all these things. So that is why we are saying the 8 weeks, we don't think it's too much. We have been running it for 4 weeks and our students are getting it, but we want them to get it more. So we want to open more doors. I think, Leah, do you want to unmute yourself, please?
Hello. Yeah, I just have one question. I don't know if Mr. John is still there, one of the ex-students. I want to find out, like, what's the interview process? Like, what are their stages? Do they do some like exam or just interview? And like, what's the process for interview? After you've applied, maybe after you've gotten the first, okay, congratulations, you've been accepted. So what's the next stage? I just want to know what the process.
So once you get congratulations, you have been accepted, what they will give you is a conditional offer letter. So I have 14 years experience in this. So I'm not just training this. It's what I've been doing for the past 14 years myself. So I have in-depth knowledge about this.
Sorry, he's talking about being shortlisted. He's not talking about when you are offered the job. He said when you are shortlisted, what does the interview look like? Does it involve writing a kind of assessment test, like both written and calculation, or does it involve only verbal interview with maybe one person or two people, and how many stages? That's what I think.
Thank you very much, sir. So it depends on the job that you apply for. So the job description will have specified, like Mr. John Ojo said now. So audio typing. So it will require you that you will know that when you go to that interview, they might put you in front of computer. So they might play something, they might say you should type it out. So as we are talking now, they might talk to you for 2 minutes or say, hello, today, how are you today? You will be typing it. Depend on the job description, what it says. And some of them might ask you scenario-based question. They will say if a patient is being referred to a consultant-led service and a new folder has been opened, what code will you use? We'll train you all those code. So you use code 10. Some of them might give you another scenario that patient has been treated. They might say, interpret what does code 30 mean? So code 30 simply means that patient has been given the first definite treatment. So these are the kind of questions they might ask you. And some of them might not even go into the code or terminology. They might ask you just common questions, just as patient confidentiality. They might ask you, if you are working within a team, how do you work under pressure? So the job description, Tunde, I'm not sure. Tunde, can you please scroll down? Let's look at this job description and let's see what this kind of interview. I can tell you from this job description, I can tell you the interview they were asking this question. 1 minute. So go on 1 minute. So essential, you can see essential here now. It said,
basically, this is what they are looking for in the person.
So look at this one. It said, proactive with ability to use own initiative, able to present a positive image of yourself and service. Now, I'm looking at the main ability to self-reflect, carry out tasks. They want to know if you can work alone or not. Overview. Okay. Experience not required for both document. Look at it. So now you'll be uploading documents. You'll be dealing with documents. No. Still go back on these things that you are seeing there. Just go down. Okay, look at this now. Just 1 minute. So skills, experience, and knowledge required for both documents. Minimum of 3 years, medical secretary, pathway administrator. Scroll down. So look at the knowledge of national targets with respect of patient pathway. So now I can tell you now, they will ask you. So from this question now, they might ask you, how many pathway system or rules do we have? We have the 18 weeks, which is, the normal waiting time. We have 2 weeks pathway, which is for cancer patients, meaning that they have to quickly see that patient within that 2 weeks because it's cancer. So, but the normal one that everyone goes through is 18 weeks. If it is not, cancer kind of diseases that is wrong with the patient. We have 52 weeks. So 52 weeks is for longer wait. That means that nothing is really wrong. They don't know. So you can still wait. It is not something that is life-threatening. It cannot kill you if they don't treat you in time. So here they will be asking something. So you must be able to know, okay, 2 weeks. Even if it is 2 weeks off and 18 weeks that you are able to mention to them, you escape through. But imagine they ask you and you cannot mention 2 weeks pathway, you cannot mention 18 weeks, you cannot mention 52 weeks. It will be like you don't know what you are doing. So scroll down again. So I'm not expecting you to go and write any kind of test here. This will be verbal. With what I'm seeing here with this job description, it will be the verbal. So to have a understanding of NHS-wide initiative. So what are they talking about now? Experience, responsive. So what are the terminology that they use in the NHS? Like I said earlier, DNA simply means do not attend. OP reg, outpatient registration. So sometimes the doctors and nurses might not write it fully in there, but you're supposed to know because it is what we do, but we will train you all these things. And then again, you have to be able to use what we call the PASS system, patient administration system, because the PASS system is where you're going to be seeing where they will be registering all the patient, their address, their phone number, all the kind of things that is wrong with them. In the past, you see it there. You see all the tests that they've done. You see what's the medication that they have recommended, the treatment they've given them, all the documents is on there. So it is this document that you'll be using to make that decision, because you're going to be making decision. Your own is to check and see are they doing the right thing or not? And there are criteria that will guide you. So you are not going to be making decision on your own. So there is evidence. If you don't see evidence, you don't make decision. I love this job because you're going to be saving a lot of people's life. And imagine that you didn't go to med school and you're going to be correcting what the doctors and nurses are doing just with a bit of terminology, with a bit of technology and things like that. So some of the jobs you'll be able to know that, okay, this one I'm going to be writing tests, like the audio typing. They want you to type because the job I've already said it's audio typing. So they need to know that you can type. So I'm not sure if that answered the question, Innocent and Leah.
Yeah, I think you did justice to it.
Thank you, sir. Leah, does that answer the question?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Maisa.
Okay, I think it's a good presentation, but I think most of the people on call already in the UK. What happens to some of us who are still in Africa? With all your years of experience, would you recommend that we take this program?
So if you are in Africa, okay, so another good thing is we have our previous students who has done this, who were done applying for job in America, but although the student was in the UK before, he applied for job in America, something like this, and they gave that student, and they migrate to America, and they pay them a lot of money, more than $100,000 per annum is what they pay that student of course. So if he apply, you can actually use this anywhere, to be honest, but there's always some kind of those terminology that you can carry anywhere, but there's some specific part of it that is actually related to the UK, especially the referrals to treatment there. But there are a lot of modules that will train you that you can use it anywhere. You can use it to function anywhere. Look, just see this as pathway. Once you get in there, it will open you up to a lot of things, not only in the NHS. But it's just that we know there are thousands of jobs in NHS every week on this particular topic.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, sir. Any other question? We are running up by 9 o'clock, guys, so it's only just 2 hours. Any other question before we go?
I asked a question on chat regarding the payment plan.
Okay, so the payment plan is just, like we said, is just twice. 50% deposit and 50% before you start your practical session. So it's just 1 month. I can't see the question, sir, but if you want to say it again.
I am suggesting that if we have 8 weeks and considering how things are, this is not something that has been pre-planned ahead of time, and we are looking at starting by Monday. So if we can make it more flexible, the payment plan, I think me personally, I will appreciate it if we can make it more flexible. Flexibility now, I mean by saying that, okay, if I can pay 200, 150, and I'm done, something like that.
Thank you, sir. But the payment plans, they cannot be more flexible than the way we have already structured it, to be honest. So it's 50% deposit. This is the model we have been using for a long time. And I don't think we are ready to change that model anytime soon. So 50% deposits and then the balance before you start the practical. So there's a gap of one month in between. Plus, we were doing this for 1.5 before, and you can see one of the students complaining that, oh, we didn't give them discount, but and here now we are cutting it by 50%. So 750, I think is a good deal, sir. And I think the payment plan that we put in place is fair enough to us. Mr. Joe, I don't know, maybe that answer.
Sorry, I want to quickly ask something before 9 o'clock. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay, is it possible for discount for two persons? Like, because you'll be taking theory and practical. So let's say you have siblings or partner and you want to start at the same time. So is there something you can do for them?
Not really, ma, because what we've done now is we've discounted it from 1.5 to 750. That's the least we can do. And even the reason why we are doing this is because a lot of people that have contacted us, some of them said, oh, we just come to the country, and you can see when the other guy was shouting, you guys did not give us discount, I pay 1.5. So we was just, and this is one note that we want to give to people, this 750, you can't sit anywhere. That's the honest truth. And the amount of things that you're going to be putting into this. When we start the training, you understand what we are talking about. And when you get to the job, you actually know the value of what we are giving you. So the only discount we can apply is that 50% discount, man. So the only thing that can happen is referral bonus. So if you refer someone, now there are some kind of bonuses that we can give you. That's the only things that we can do. Leah, I'm not sure if that answered the question.
No, you said something like referral bonus.
So the referral bonus is, I'm saying that, okay, maybe it is you that know about this program. You are now referring your cousin or your brother or your sister, right? So you can have a referral bonus. So meaning that if that person joined the class and afterward, the person finished the course and paid all the fees. So we can give you 50 pounds as a referral bonus. That's the only things that you can have. So, and it applies to everyone. So imagine that, okay, oh, your friend, you know your friend is going to benefit from this, your friend is not there, and you refer that your friend, and he took the course and he completed it, you will be getting a referral bonus. That's what it means. Okay, Leah, you still raise up your hands. Do you have that question? Any other question, guys, before we call it a day?
I might have some questions, but I think I would have to go. I would like to speak with Mr. Tosin personally, maybe afterwards, because I would have to like take it through and ask and write some things down so I can ask you.
Mr. Destiny, we can hardly hear what you are saying. I don't know, maybe you are in a quiet environment or you are far from your device.
I said, can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's a bit better.
Yeah. I said, I might have some questions later on because I'm thinking through and like trying to like think deep into it. But I think I would like to call you personally, Mr. Tosin, as my own for it. I'm not today anyway, because I have to write some things down to see how I can like talk to you on it.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, well, I'm open to, conversation. If you have any question you want to ask, that's fine. Morgan is saying that, sorry, we have another question from John Ojo. So who can we contact if we need extra help during the course? So we're going to be there. We're going to be adding you to WhatsApp group during the course. The tutor is there and there. Your mentors are there. You will have mentors. So I would not suggest that you start applying for job after you commence the course. No, there's a lot of things. Look, there's reason why you are not getting job. There's reason why you are not getting that interview, and there's reason why they are not selecting you. So I'm not going to put it on public space. So as part of our student, that's what you will gain. So because we are not just training, we are also a recruiter too. So we know the rules, we know how it works. So we will not make you will not make such mistakes. So it's not a good idea. But you will actually agree with me by the time you start the course. I will start to expose you to things that you don't know. So there's a saying, they say follow no road. So there's a reason why they say you should have a mentor that have been there, that have done it. It's because they make a lot of mistakes, so they know, what those mistakes are, and they will be able to tell you, no, don't do it this way, do it this way. Mr. Morgan, yes, I understand that all fingers are not equal. But however, also we have resources and we have staff in place. Like the tutor said, we have 2 offices or 3 offices in the UK. We also have staff to pay also. And a lot of things is going to go into this. So the reason why we are saying 2 installments is the policy of the company, and we cannot go and change it. No. So we have to go to the management and review it. But as it stands now, the policy of the company states that it is 2 times that we can actually take payment. And we are given an interval of 1 month. Do you understand that some people might be finding it difficult to come up with it, but that's what we can do, really. Thank you very much. Angel, you are raising up your hands.
Hello, good evening. So
good evening. Your voice is low. Can you move closer to your device?
Hello, can you hear me now?
That's better. Yes, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, must the payment be done before the commencement of the lecture on Monday?
Yes, the payment has to be done before the commencement of the. Even if you're going to start by 7, you can still pay 7 p.m. on the dot. So what it means that you will not be admitted into the class if you don't make the payment. Does that answer the question?
So the grouping will be done before Monday, the morning and afternoon.
The grouping so for those people who have already started paying, so they will be added into the groups. So immediately you'll be added into the group, you'll be given access to the dashboard where you will be able to see the learning materials, and every video that we recorded of your sessions will be put onto there, and a lot of things, information will start to be shared, and we add it to the WhatsApp group. You'll be communicating with our admin, and the tutors will be there too, and other people to give you support. Even myself, I will be on that group because I have more than 14 years experience as RTT validators. I've done it. I've moved around the UK NHS Trust as a contractor. So I know in and out of the business and how it works. So I'm going to be there to give you support and whatever you need. There's some information you never hear out there, but you hear it from me directly.
So you send us the payment pattern and other things.
Have you registered? The first thing is, have you registered? Have you filled up our form? Have you signed up?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Okay,
I got an email from you. I got an email from you.
So if you are interested, you want to start on that Monday, you might have to send us a WhatsApp message or call us. Our WhatsApp number is on that email we sent to you. That's the best way to reach us. Contact us so that you are interested to enroll, and the admin staff can take it up. They can enroll you. They can actually start onboarding you. You can start receiving email and your login details to the dashboard as soon as you make your payment.
Thank you. So
certificate, yes.
I will reply one of your WhatsApp so that I can get the bank and the account details to make payment.
No problem, sir. Yes, you're going to be getting certificate of completion. So, and if you can check this job description, even the one that is band 4, they are not asking you for any certificate. So, is your work? I will repeat again. The UK did not care about your certificate. The UK care about work experience. What can you do? Put a computer in front of you and said, okay, you say you can do it. Oh yeah, come and do it. So that is why we focus more on the practical rather than the theory or the certificate. And if you look at all the job description, they are asking you if you have 4G CSC. They are not asking you for ND or BSc or Masters, which I know some of us have BSc, some of us have ND, some of us have MVQ. So we will give you certificate of completion, but the job did not ask you for any certificate at all. Sylvester, I don't know, maybe that answers your question. Angie, you still raise up your hands. Do you have any other question, Angie? We are running up.
No, please.
Okay, all right, thank you. Any other question before? Let's take one more question before we answer.
If we have further questions to ask, would it be that WhatsApp number, like depending on personal?
Yes, so contact us on the WhatsApp. Yes, you'll be in. Yes, please. Yeah, the one that ends with 420, so the WhatsApp number. Yes, it's there. You know, if you check the email that is sent to you, you will see that WhatsApp number there. It's also there as well. So, and thank you guys for attending this section. It's great to have you all on board. Thank you very much. And today, please, over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Onifari. I'm going to give you a call later.
Thank you, sir. Today, over to you.
Thank you so much, everyone. I appreciate your coming. For those who feel it's a part for them they can take, it's from, you will have heard that it's what's given, and I would like to hope to see some of us on Monday. I wish us a wonderful night rest. These are the contacts once again. Let me just want to share the contacts. You can reach us.
We're going to have the recorded listing of this meeting. I mean, this introduction.
This section,
yes, the recorded section will be available on our YouTube channel by tomorrow when the admin staff return back to work. So it will be available on our YouTube channel, T21 Services YouTube channel. So we have a lot of success story there. We have a lot of other introduction videos there on our YouTube channel. So you can get more information on there.
Hello, I didn't ask any questions, but I just want to ask the only one. What is it for elderly people like us too?
There's no any age restriction, man. I don't know, maybe you have been checking the job description. If you check the job description, in fact, it is unlawful for you to discriminate against person because of the age. So age is just a number. As long as you can deliver the deliverables, you learn it, you know how to do it. In fact, I think I have some people that work in the NHS before that their age of 65 to 70.
I know. I'm not 60, but then I just want to know the age range.
Yeah, because they said they don't have anything doing and they like to come. They are still do part-time. So the NHS is one of the best places to work with. They don't actually discriminate in terms of either sex, age, or whatever it is. No.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
No.
So this is our contact number. The WhatsApp number is there. The mobile number is there. The two office number is there. The email is there if you need to contact us. And like we said, this will be made available on our YouTube channel by tomorrow when the staff resume back to work. And also there's other videos there. There's other introduction classes that we've done previously is there too. Thank you very much for being part of T21. Like we said, this is not the only course we offer. We offer more than 10, 15 courses, such as financial crime analysis, KYC, know your clients, AML, transaction monitoring. RTT is just one of them. Web development, data analysis, digital marketing, product management, Scrum Masters, software testing, and the likes. So if you want to subscribe to any of those ones, we have them available, and they are all work, practical hands-on, because we believe in the practical part of things. If you don't have work experience, you'll find it difficult to survive. So, but once you have work experience, you can go into the world and conquer the world. The sky is your limit. You can do whatever you want to do once you pay attention and you put your money to it. Thank you very much for being part of this introduction session today. Enjoy the rest of your evening. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. God bless you for coming. See some of us Monday and subsequently. Do have a wonderful night rest. Bye-bye.
Bye.